fighter.
Right.
And I tried to show that, what it's like. You know, the strategies that's involved. It's not just who's sitting in front of you, but who's sitting out there in the pool. If I kick one guy who's sitting right in front of me, am I going to wind up with something worse in the pool?
Right.
And that kind of thing. You know, so most people don't know about that, so I did a little, I really showed the trial from start to finish.
What did you think of the joke that the guy, the jury selection joke that the guy, the Trayvon Martin defense attorney started
Right?
with?
Knock, knock, who's there?
I get the joke, but it's like, really? Just
Really?
now?
Let's
Really?
tell the joke
Oh.
for our listeners who may
Yeah.
not have heard it. Knock, knock, who's there?
George Zimmerman.
George Zimmerman who?
You're on
You're
the jury.
If you're the one
Oh.
who doesn't know who George Zimmerman is,
then
you're
we
on the
want
jury.
you. You know,
'Cause nobody
what
doesn't know.
I have to
Ha-ha.
say, I did not think, I kept hearing all these commentators talking about the genius defense attorneys, and I did not think they were geniuses. I thought,
I think they were lucky.
I thought they were, well, you know what, however you feel about the verdict, I think it cannot be denied that the prosecution had a tough case. This was not a slam dunk. And anytime you have a self-defense case with no other witnesses, you know, the other witness is dead,
Right.
you're going to have a difficult case. It's
It
uphill.
helps when you killed the other witness.
Yeah. Then yours is the only voice.
One of the things, and we talked about this briefly before we came back, I honestly feel like part of the problem is that we're reacting to it's putting court on television. I'm reacting at my house like I'm watching a television show, but a courtroom is nothing like a television show. There are no camera pans, there are no close-ups. It's this endless, boring recitative of facts and
Well, and I think they feel a burden. It's serious to them. You know, they're deciding someone's fate,
right.
and their decision is going to affect someone's life very seriously.
Right.
And so, hopefully, that affects them. I'm not sure. You know, the puzzle to me, the interesting, and I have not resolved the question in my own mind, is how much do the cameras in the courtroom affect them? They know they're there. They don't see them. They bury the camera in the wall. It's an eye in the wall usually. You don't see. They're not sitting there on tripods. But how are they affected by their awareness that the whole world is watching? Does this make them more or less likely to take law into their own hands, or more afraid of imposing,
Right.
more afraid of convicting? I'm not sure. I do know that it affects witnesses, lawyers, and judges, as we've seen.
Oh, God
Right.
knows.
Right.
If you've seen personally. I honestly felt like that judge was auditioning for a film in that particular trial from way back
Oh,
when.
in Zimmerman?
No.
Oh,
That other one
that
we were
other one.
talking
Oh,
about.
The
yeah.
other one.
Yeah.
The one where you became officially that Marcia Clark.
that Marcia
Yeah,
Clark.
right.
Yeah.
He sat down for a 5-part
That man
interview
was
that aired on like what was it, Channel 4 or something?
It was the most
Yeah.
It was
shameless-
crazy.
It was the most
that was
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah, he was
But you know, the
ridiculous.
good news ever since then, the judges have not been that way. Have you
Good.
noticed?
'Cause it
Judge
made him
Nelson
look
and
really
Casey
bad.
Anthony, he was awesome. He was amazing. I loved him. This judge too, although. Here's the thing. I loved her demeanor. She shut things down.
Fight she
right.
got in with
so
that
cool.
guy of like, I am asking a question. I have heard you, and it is over.
I have ruled. Yeah, I have ruled. Do not continue to argue after I have ruled, which is good. I mean, you want a judge to control her court that way, but here's the thing: she did, in my opinion, make a mistake that might have been the crucial thing that really broke the prosecution's case in half,
that?
and it was this. Part of in California, we have the same law as they do. By the way, stand your ground.
We do.
We do.
Jesus.
Many states do.
23.
And it's not the stand your ground law that is the issue, really. They didn't even rely on it in Zimmerman. It didn't, that wasn't the issue there. But part of the law here is the judge will read the instruction. If you find that the defendant was the initial aggressor in the case, and he was the one who threw the first punch, or he was the one who began the confrontation, then he does not have a right to use lethal force in self-defense until he has made an effort to withdraw, stop everything, and announced his intention to withdraw, and the person who's the victim kept coming at him. Then he regains the right of self-defense. That initial aggressor law was not given to the jury in Zimmerman. The prosecution requested it, and she refused.
Why did she refuse?
I don't know.
Jeez.
I don't know. And she didn't, if you see the ruling, and you can find the clip, it's on, it's findable on the web. She just said, that's my ruling. I understand the prosecution wants it, the defense does it, I'm not going to give it, period. And that, to me, was one of the worst rulings I've ever seen.
Because that really does, I think, affect the jury's
It gutted their case. It
decision.
gutted their case.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, to what degree the jury was really guided by the law or versus their gut level feeling that they agreed with Zimmerman's entire defense and they bought it hook, line, and sinker, and it wouldn't have mattered what jury instructions they got. I don't know. And we'll never know, I think.
But that effectively bars the prosecution from saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
It bars the prosecution from saying, hey, if you believe that George Zimmerman got out of his truck, if you believe that George Zimmerman then confronted Trayvon Martin, if you believe that George Zimmerman made an aggressive move towards Trayvon Martin, then you must find that George Zimmerman did not have the right to use that gun in self-defense.
Right.
Because he was the initial aggressor. And there was evidence
And
to
he
back it up.
was.
You had Rachel Jantel saying he was saying, this guy's following me,
This
he's
guy's
following
following
me.
me. Yeah,
Heard
right.
him say, what are you doing here? And then get off me.
Yeah.
Trayvon is saying, get off me.
Yeah.
I thought that's plenty of evidence to justify the instruction.
Yeah.
So,
Jesus.
yeah.